Okay guys, now we are solving some problems based on the equations that have the modulus value, that have the absolute sign. So first of all, I'll talk about question number 1. So in question number 1 we have 2x minus 1 equals to 3, and here because you know that absolute value of x equals to x if x is greater or equals to 0 and equals to minus x if x is negative, that is x is less than 0. So we shall use this definition of absolute value. So here from this given equations in the modulus form, we can write this equation in two ways using this definition. So here we have one fact as 2x minus 1 equals to 3. You can say this is equation 1, and another fact is minus 2x minus 1 equals to 3. So here in this case we supposed that as x 2x minus 1 is greater or equals to 0, but here in this case 2x minus 1 is negative, that is less than 0. So here treat 2x minus 1 as if this is x, because this whole thing is supposed to be a single thing. That means, so if you rewrite this step, if you transpose this minus to another side, you will have 2x minus 1 equals to minus 3. You can call it equation 2. So it is easy. So from 1 now, using 1 or from 1 you can solve it. 2x minus 1 equals to 3. That gives you 2x equals to 3, because this is minus. If you transpose it to the right side, it is going to be plus 1, and then it is 3 plus 4 is 3 plus 1 is 4. Now 2 is multiplied to x. If you transpose this 2 to the another side, it divides the number. So therefore you have x equals to 4 divided by 2 equals to 2 to the 4. So 2 cancels out 4 by 2. So finally it is x equal to 2. So one of the solution is supposed to be x equals to 2. Next, using equation, this is by using equation 1. So using equation 2 now, so it is in equation 2 we have 2x minus 1 equals to minus 3. So we solve this again in usual way, so that it is 2x equals to minus 3 is already here. If you transpose this to minus 1 to another side, it will be plus, so it is plus 1. So minus 3 plus 1, as the negative sign is bigger, so the final and the things will be subtracted, and therefore the answer will be minus 2. Again 2 is multiplied with x to the left side. When you transpose this to the right side, it will divide the given number to the right side in this case after transposition. So therefore in that case x equals to minus 2 over 2, cancel out, 2 1 ja, so we have minus 1 over 1. So 1 divided by 1 is 1, so it is minus 1. So you have now two values of x that is supposed to be the solutions for the given equation in the modulus form. So you have two values, x equals to minus 1 and then x equals to also 2. So far we are not sure that whether minus 1 and 2 are going to be solution of the equation unless you verify it. So in order to verify, we have to check. So here the left hand side is 2x minus 1 equals to 3. So at x equals to -1, we have 2 times of x, means what you can write is it is -1, and this is -1 is already here, and equals to, you can see here 2 1s are 2, so minus sign is there, so we can write -2, and this is -1, so it is -3 under the absolute sign, and finally it is +3 by definition of the absolute value, because we have already seen before that any value is under the modulus sign, the result is always positive value. So we started from left side, and to the right side we have got the same number 3. That means this is the valid solution for the given equation. So this is true. So x equal to -1 is selected as the solution. Now let's check at x equals to 1 value. We have already tested from -1. Now we shall test another value 2, which we have got through this process. So we put at x equal to 2, we start from right hand side into, and this is -1 is here already, so into you have to write 2, because we are plugging in another value 2. So it is 2 to the 4, -1 is 3, so it is again 3, which is also true, because we started from left side, we got to the right side with the same number. Therefore at both the values of x equal to -1 and x equal to 2, the given equation is true. Therefore you can say that x equals to -1 and 2 are the solutions. Okay, there is another way also you can solve this problem. So I'm taking the alternative way, alternative method to solve this problem is 2x minus 1 equal to 3. 2x minus 1 equals to 3. Let's see what happens here. So in this case I'm going to square both sides. That means you can write here squaring both sides. I said squaring both sides, but I'm writing just squaring. So that means you are squaring both sides. You cannot square to the single side, so you don't need to write a lot of words or phrases in the language of mathematics. So just if you write squaring, that means it is done. And also, but this is not necessary to write this squaring as well, because this is the first time problem solving to you. Therefore I am writing what I am doing. So squaring both sides means here 2x minus 1, and that is equals to 3. Squaring both sides means I will square to the both sides. You can see here, now after this step, this is 2x minus 1 square, and 3 3s are 9. Because you know that if you suppose 2x minus 1 as single term like x, and if you square it, the result is x square. Therefore we can write it. Now this is the turn to expand it. If you expand this, then you will have you can use the formula like I'm writing here, a minus b whole square equals to, all of you are familiar with this formula. So this is a square minus 2ab plus b square. We suppose 2x as a and 1 as b. So when you expand it using this formula, so it is 2x squared minus 2ab term is 2, a term is 2x, and b term is 1, and then plus b squared, so b is 1, so 1 squared equals to 9. Now it is 2x squared, means it is 4x squared minus 2 to the 4x, and plus 1 equals to 9. When you transpose this back to left side, then it is 4x squared minus 4x minus 8 equals to 0. Now you can solve this quadratic equation for x, and you can get the value of x. So it is not important to go through the detailed calculation after detailed derivation in order to find the value of x. The good idea is that take a calculator, and then you can fix your calculator. You put you can see here, when you put mode, you can see here 1 2 3 4 5 options. So in option 5 you have another option 3, then you can have that option for finding the values in the quadratic equation. So first value is here, like this is the coefficient of x squared, that is 4. So I will press 4 here, so it is 4, then equal, then minus, another value is minus 4, therefore minus 4, then next value is equal, then next value is minus 8, then again equal, and then if I put equal again, then I will get the first value. So it calculator shows that x1 equals to 2, and if I press it again, if I press the equal again, then I will have another value as x2, and calculator says that x2 equals to minus 1. Okay, so that one value of x is minus 1 and another value of x is 2. Let's check back whether or not we have the same answer. Yes, we have the same answer, because this we also x equal to minus 1 and this is equal to x equal to 2. So in this case it depends on the situation that which sort of method you find is important, and at the same time I would like to suggest you that don't make choice in your understanding. Although you are using any one of these methods, I suggest you to understand both the methods and be efficient to solve the problem by both the methods, so that you will be able to apply the sense in the way you need. That's why I suggest you to understand both the methods, because in most of the time number of methods are applicable, but in sometimes one method is more easier than the other methods. Therefore to have a knowledge and idea of alternative method is important. Okay, now I move forward to another kind of problem. So that problem is, I'll say this is, yes, and in this case also you require to check through the given equation in order to verify whether x equals to minus 1 and 2 are the solutions. Okay, now I will move forward to another equation, another problem solving. So let's take this as question number 2. This is x plus 3 plus x plus 5 equals to 10. Although it looks like a bit different, but this is not the different problem, only the level of complication has been a bit more here, so it is a bit complicated, but it has also but we need to apply the same sense as we did just now. So here there are a number of ways that you can solve this problem through. but before the practice you'll find a bit difficult than how to arrange the terms, and there is a lot of way that you can transpose this x plus 5 to the right, or x plus 3 to the right first, to the right, or sometimes you can also think of if you transpose one of the term and square to the both side, and then see that whether or not that is going to work for you. But at this time I don't want to complicate you. I'm just going through a simple way. So what I'm doing here, I'm just taking x plus 3 over here, and then x plus 5 I'm transposing to the other side. 10 minus x plus 5. So 10 minus x plus 5, I have transposed this x plus 5 to the another side. Okay, I will say this is as equation 1. You can also do that, you keep x plus 5 here and transpose this x plus 3 to the right side. Okay, our objective is to find the solution for this equation. That means you have to find the value of x. You can see here there are two terms under the absolute sign, so don't take risks of changing both the sign at a time. It can be done once you become used to of this, but at the beginning this is wise not to change both the signs at a time. So I'll work one by one here. So first of all, I'll change the sign for I'll apply the definition of absolute value to the right side only, and then when this work is over, then I'll go through the same concept to the left side. So first of all, here from this equation you have two more terms if you are only changing this x plus 5. So what I can get from this equation 1 is that x plus 3 is equals to 10 minus x plus 5 if x plus 5 is greater than or equals to 0, that is x plus 5 is positive. That means there is no change in sign for this term, it remains as it is. So I call it equation 2, and then another equation that I get through this is x plus 3 is equals to 10 minus, because I need another minus, so I use curly bracket, or you can simply use the small bracket, no problem. So minus, this is x plus 5, and by definition of the complex number, what should we write here? If or when x plus 5 is negative, that is x plus 5 is less than 0. Yes, I'm working with x plus 5. Okay, so you can say this is equation 3. Yeah, now I will first work with equation 2. So let's go to another page. It seems that the space is not sufficient here, so I'll use another page. Yeah, so I will first break this equation 2. So I'm writing here using equation 2. So what is in equation 2? It is x plus 3 equals to 10 minus x plus 5. Okay, 10 minus x plus 5. So x plus 3 equal to 10 minus x plus 5. Now we have already worked for right side. Now we'll work for the left side. Here in the left side also there are two possibilities. One possibility is that x plus 3 equals to 10 minus x plus 5. I'm changing to now to from the left side only, because right side's work is already done. So here the condition is when x plus 3 is greater or equals to 0, that is x plus 3 is positive. And you can name this equation as 4 because up to 3 we have already used here. So equation 4. Now one fact is ready. Now we can have another fact also, like it is plus. Now we shall take here minus x plus 3 equals to 10 minus x plus 5. Let's see here, I am working for the left side only because I have already done the work for the right side. So its condition is that when x plus 3 is negative, less than 0, because you know that in the absolute value form this is x when x is greater or equal to 0, this is minus x when x is less than 0. Let's check. So it is one time plus, another time minus, just like before, and we name this equation as equation 5. Okay, now what you can think here, in this equation, if you see one to the left side the sign is positive and to the right side the sign is negative. That means if you transpose this to the left side, then your x terms will be added. They are going to be added, and hence you will have some value of x. Okay, now just you apply your sense. In the beginning you can solve it, but just by common sense you can see here to the left side there is minus x, and to the right side also, if you open the bracket, there is minus x. So from to the both side there is same sign, they will cancel each other and you are left with only identity, and that doesn't give you the value of x. You can see like this also, minus x minus 3 equals to 10, minus x minus 5, because these two are the same sign, minus minus cancel, and you are left with minus 3 equals to 10 minus 5 is 5, which is not true, that is false. So this equation is not going to be used, so it is ignored. You can ignore it. So it looks like a bit lengthy process, but what happens as you are learning, so you try to copy out all the possibilities and work out with the possibilities which are going to work for you. So here I thought I find it is important for me to let you understand that how we take the equations. Okay, so that's why I have written here. But if your common sense works on time, you don't need to write this term, and you don't need to make your solution lengthier. So this is just for your understanding, and because you know that it's not going to be used in order to find the solution for this equation, you don't need to write this term. But in the beginning I suggest you to write all possibilities and learn it through all the possibilities, and once you are used to of this, you don't need to write the terms in that lengthy form. Okay, then I will use this equation 4. So from equation 4 we have here x plus 3 equals to 10 minus x. When you open the bracket and there is minus sign in front of bracket, that means minus x minus 5, and it is 10 minus 5 is 5 minus x. Now take all the x together. So if you this is x and this is minus x. If you transpose this to the left side, it is going to be plus x, and this is 5 now. This is 5 now, so 5 is already here, leave it here. But this is plus 3 if you transpose to the right, because we are going to get the value of x. So this is minus 3, and then it will be 2x equals to 5 minus 3 is again 2. So because 2 is multiplied here, if you take it to another side, it will divide the number to the right side. So therefore x equals to 2 divided by 2, and 2 ones are 2 ones are, so it is 1 over 1. So 1 divided by 1 is 1. Or you can just say 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, now let's see one solution we have already obtained here. but there is another possibility also. I'll say two possibilities are also there. So we had used equation 1 to in order to work out up to here. Yes, sorry, equation 2. Yeah, now we shall use equation 3. So using equation 3 now, so equation 3 is, you can see here, yeah, equation 3 is x plus 3 10 minus bracket curly bracket minus x plus 5 and then close the curly bracket. Now I'll make a bit easier for my calculation. So x plus 3 is equals to 10. So minus times minus is plus, so I write here plus x plus 5. So another term will be x plus 3 equals to 10 plus 5 is 15 and plus x. So we have already used up to equation 5. You can write this equation as equation 6, or you just remember the term. You don't need to write this, the equation 1 2 3 4 5 6 like that. Now here you can see x plus 3 is again inside the modulus sign, so we have two possibilities here also. So one possibility is x plus 3 is equals to 15 plus x when x plus 3 is greater or equals to 0. You can say it equation 7. It will be easy to find out once we need. And then another possibility will be minus x plus 3 equals to 15 plus x when x plus 3 is less than 0, as I had explained earlier. Now it is better to write, yeah, it's okay, minus 5. Good. Yeah, so you can name it as equation 7. Up to 7 we have already named, so we can write equation 8. Now you can see here from equation 7 and from equation 8, is equation 7 is going to work? I will say no. So we don't use this equation. This equation is, for the time being, it is useless for us. But you might surprise that if it is useless, then why I have mentioned here. Because this is one of the possibilities, that's why I have to show it here, to let you understand in fact. Once you understood, unless otherwise stated, you don't need to write the extra terms. Okay, so here I think it will work. So here it is minus x. So if you open this bracket, it's going to be minus x, and this is minus 3. So I am using equation 8 now. So it is 15 plus x. Yes, in this case, to the left side there is negative sign, to the right side there is positive sign for x. So if you take them to the same side, they will have the same sign and they will get added. So in that case, what I can do is, it is minus x. I will transpose this to the left side. This is minus x again. So it is 15, it is plus 3. So when it goes to the right side, it will be minus 3 will be plus 3. So in fact you have minus x minus x, they will get added to each other, and it will be minus 2x equals to 15 plus 3 is 18. Now minus 2 is the coefficient of x, that is, it is multiplied with x. When you transpose to the other side, that means if you divide to the both side by minus 2 and minus 2, it's going to be 2 1 ja, and this is 2 9 ja, and these two terms will be cancelled. So finally you will have, therefore finally you will have x equals to minus 9. So we can see one value of x as, what is that? Yeah, it's here. One value of x as 1, another value as x as 9. Here I'm simply writing the answers, but in the problems related to the absolute value, you have to check whether or not these two values of x are valid. So I'm leaving this work to you to check yourself. Okay, this is end of this solution. Thank you so much for your patience.